Is he going to go on another option? Because I do think there's a lot of other good pairings. I've seen things like Cho'Gath. Neela is something that I've heard about.
Yeah!
And Neela's going to get locked in. It is the Neela Senna lane. This is something that a lot of people have been kind of whispering about it, talking about it in solo queue, popping up in scrims as well. The ability to all in here is really, really high. You can play it aggressive, and I think it's going to be a true support Senna. It's not going to be the fasting Senna here. It is just going to be a full-on Senna support. This is really exciting to see this brought out in such an important match. Owner is not there, and the jungler's coming up, and Zika 6, so they're going to look for an all-in.
Zeus has the ulti, a bit extra movement speed. Will get away from the flank and drag. Quick flash out to safety. Instantly just going to ult for the extra movement speed. Now the damage coming through for the Gwen. Tarzan looking to follow up the flash in. Zeus still living for now, but first blood on the top side for LNG as Zika cuts him down.
Really well played there by LNG.
Certainly is. Every 20 souls, 15 AD, 20 range, 10% crit chance. So it's going to feel good every time you hit one of those breakpoints. As Keria, T1, 3 members in the area, ready to set up. Scout on the flank, however, going to look for the shove. Is going to manage to catch only Zeus in the meantime. Baker still standing strong. Shockwave getting good damage down. T1 quick to force the fight. Zika not powerful enough to force that one through. T1 taking one and might just turn right back to the Herald.
So the Orianna is more than 1,000 gold ahead, and the Herald's now going to get dropped.
Yeah, Herald's going to come crashing down here, only going to further extend Faker's lead. As you can see on the bottom of your screen there, Scout doing what he can to just push everything back, but now they might just go in for the counter punch. Scout pulled away, forced to flash out to safety. The Herald still connects. Now Faker going to be in trouble, but again, there's no follow-up damage here. Orianna just sitting pretty. Thank you very much, Tarzan. That was terrible. And now what the hell? T1, they're living rent-free in the heads of LNG. They have a timeshare there, and they're just now cashing in.
And usually LNG is the team that is so good about not taking fights that they shouldn't take.
We'll see what T1 want to do, but this is an opportunity. 2 items across the board, just about for the side of LNG. Maybe a chance to fight their way back into this game. Some unforced errors earlier on, costing them dearly as we've gotten later into this game. But they can reset the script right here if they can find the right angle on this fight.
You can see both teams trying to fight for this mid lane wave, but all the vision for T1 is focused towards that Baron side, and T1 do have mid prio. The Dragon spawning just now, so will LNG just try to rush it? And the answer is going to be yes. Zika's already on it, and T1 are coming, so the fight is going to be on.
Have to be careful about locking themselves in the pit. Keep your eyes on Guma if he gets to the back line. Owner now stepping forward. Dragon Soul stolen, and now it's Guma Yushi looking to tear through the entire team. Goes golden right to the back line. Zeus continuing to step up, but Zeka needs to be the difference maker. Zeka needs to hold on, but there are too many members free firing into the Gwen. Zeus stands strong on the back side of the fight, taking down so many members on the side of LNG.
And Zika tries heroically, but it's not enough. The steal comes through. T1 have the gold lead, and they're able to take a commanding lead. Only Keria ends up going down.
Busan erupts as T1 claim the soul, claim the ace, and claim the Baron, and you have to think they've claimed game 1 as well. And honestly, it's just been a tough one for LNG because you lost topside around these engages at Herald, around this engage in mid lane. Your bot lane in the 2v2 doesn't really stand much of a chance. Your perma pushed in. So even once this Blitzcrank got out of lane, there wasn't much recourse for him, and T1 on the push. Zeus may be in trouble.
Zeus off to the side, but LNG has to be careful about overcommitting. Zeus still just taunting them, teasing them. Blitzcrank, can the hook come out? Cataclysm locking him in. They will connect, but he pulls him back. Apotheosis! Guma Yushi ascending to godhood in that moment as LNG are torn to shreds. T1 too far ahead. They make it look effortless.
It's a clean ace for T1. Baker shockwaves the minions just to speed up the demise of LNG. The Korean fans erupt here as T1 gonna claim game number 1.
Busan will not be silenced yet. Incredible start for T1. LNG kicking themselves after that early game.
Flex potential again here with the Rel. Varus Rel, very strong bot side with a ton of power. And there is the opportunity for Owner to go to swords, something like his lead. This is R5 counter, big opportunity though, and is it going to be the double marksman?
This is so funny because I was talking about that in Pick and Ban game number 1, how Keria was so flexible during this meta, where he was one of those guys that you really could count on in this double marksman meta. We have not been seeing it in a long time. Do you think it's going to be the support Ashe or the support Varus? Because both of those were somewhat valid at the time.
I mean, we'll see where they want to go. Again, they have till 20 seconds to decide what lane or who wants to pick what champion. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Faker losing the sustain war. He hasn't recalled yet. Scout has, of course, already used his TP back to lane. Potential window here to try to capitalize on. Faker still has the flash available. The healing as well. Can he find a target? He's going to flash back under the tower. Shock blast there. Faker making it out to safety. Scout now looking to follow up the healing, now coming in, trying to find the 1-for-1, but Scout will stand strong. And this is a situation where T1 stepping up can be highly risky. The TP, they've called the play out, they've sniffed it out. They see Tarzan. Gala shredding through 2 plates, but what else will T1 be able to get? Abscond forward, abduct the arrow, hitting. Gala going to be able to walk away from now. Maokai stopping the play in its tracks, but T1 holding on to 3 plates on the bottom side.
Health advantage is there though for LNG, and again, I think this is a must-get. This Dragon, 41 Tarzan.
Tarzan in trouble, stolen. Maokai ultimate leaping back, pushed away by the Dragon. Getting a little push back to safety here, but T1 now priority access to the second Drake of the game.
And we'll have to see, who's going to be able to get that side lane advantage. If Zika
step forward, the combo coming through, the abduction of the Kitty Cats once again forcing out the flash. The snare will connect, but there is no follow-up there. Instead, the Herald immediately going to get dropped. T1 now looking to grab 2 plates here. Flash in though, Owner's not happy with just 2 plates. Scout now going to be in trouble, but they can't quite find the damage. Faker going forward, looking for a bit of revenge. After the first tower dive, he will find the kill on the Scout as the Herald crashes.
It's a great dive from T1 Owner, no hesitation. Even with Tarzan, I think, handling that very well, trying to block out Faker, keep him from following up. Faker still had the flash, so he flashes in, finishes the kill, gets out, and they get the plates with the crash.
Hung now stepping in, the flash away, the flash to safety, the slows, big. Guma locked down, should get taken out here. Chains of Corruption going wide, he will not be able to get anything back. Crucial kill over to Gala.
LNG, though, have a pretty good position here themselves with Zika on the side. Tarzan will try to retake some of this vision, and LNG are going to try to get the Scuttle and see if they can find the better angle for the engage.
Scuttle down, Gala great guns for a fight. In terms of sustained DPS, he absolutely outclasses Guma. But if it just comes down to a poke battle, he will not come out on top. LNG forcing the issue.
Hong doesn't have a good angle to engage at all, though. Like, look where he's playing. He's almost like trying to mark Zeus, but he needs to get the backline. They're going to go.
Flash in. Owner Gala manages to make it out safety. Isolated for now. Looking for Zeus over the wall. Zeus on the backline. But Gala forced to safety. Chakrams stacked. Zeus can't find the angle, but the shutdown coming through for Faker. T1 taking the fight anyway. Gala looked good, but Gala did not matter. T1 finding the exchange. Definitely. LNG pushing in. Fighting with the bot prio that they built for themselves. Need to be careful here. Owner is not quite going to burn the engage quite yet. Just baiting, buying time. Zika already using the hourglass. Now trying to back away. That's the missed cooldown consumed as well. Is this the window of opportunity where T1 want to start it? No, they're just trying to play for more cooldowns. Just build up these small incremental advantages.
Also, Zeus is looking for a back. Not going to get it though, and we do see the poke from Scout not landing right now, but Gala does have both his summoners available and is very healthy, sitting on 3 items, did finish his Lord Dumps just now.
Exactly, finished that LDR, so he's really strong. Last Whisper in for Scout as well. And LNG are trying to force this response through bot, trying to keep Zeus around and keep this opportunity for a multi-prong attack, but it's T1 who looks like they want to preempt the play.
Owner now stepping in, getting forced backwards. LNG not quite able to secure the blue buff there. Owner using one of the smite charges to get it. Gala trying to force the issue, force the fight here. T1 has to be careful about grouping for the Infernum ultimate.
Owner a little bit chunked here, and Hong's looking for that angle. They're going to try to pinch Zeus.
Dragon resetting a little bit here. Both sides backing away. It's just a battle of poke. Both sides hoping to bait the other one into pressing the trigger. The charm now coming through. Will it be enough to lock down Zeus? No is the answer. Scout given to the Aatrox as tribute, and now Gala's in trouble. T1 coming alive. They see the window of opportunity. They see the weakness in the armor of LNG, and they tear it asunder. There is no room left in the fight. T1 will take everything they want in this game too. Hung, a last desperate effort, but the TP's coming mid. I mean, that's gonna be game.
They're gonna throw for the end. T1 put LNG in a lose-lose position. You have to contest for this objective. Elder, just too much power to give over. But T1 patiently prodding, find the angle.
And the fervor of the fans in Busan will not force T1 to play over-aggressive. They keep their discipline, they remain composed, they close out cleanly versus LNG in Game 2 and bring us to match point, a semifinal spot on the line. This is going to be a tough task. Milio is fantastic, can outclass the Renata, but this is going to be a tricky one to navigate.
I just don't really love their draft that much, I'm going to be honest. I do feel like LNG have kind of painted themselves into a corner a little bit. They have no ability to really be on the front foot. Like, yeah, you can kind of fish with Sejuani ults, but it's pretty tough. I think you get an early Mikhails. There's going to be some cleanses and things like that that are going to keep you relatively safe from it. The engage options are really, really poor, I do think, for LNG. For LNG, I think the early game is going to become so incredibly important. They're going to have to be able to kind of absorb these engages, utilize the Breath of Life here with Milio to try to cleanse out, AoE cleanse out the CC that's going to be coming with the hostile takeover. That's kind of going to be the job here of Hong. And they're going to have to hope that this keeps Scala safe, keeps Scout safe, and creates that space for them to take over a 5v5. But I feel like T1, especially with this Jace coming through, can play through sides, can be able to answer, can be able to poke, and I feel like they have got a lot more tools in their kit.
Yeah, because LNG outside of the Orianna is playing, and even that isn't going to be that good if you don't have control of the area already. A short-range composition into Poppy, Azir, and Renata, right? And I do also think that with the limited engage, the only reliable tool you have is a Sejuani, because the Milio is only going to serve as counter-engage. It is going to become so hard to play this game if you lose control early on. You were playing down a ban against T1. There was just no option. You had to ban Ashe every single time as Tarzan and Owner are going to meet.
Walking in face to face. Sustained damage. Neither side has that much, but right now a lot of damage coming in for Tarzan. Owner now just going to zoom his way out to safety. That's the phase rush proccing. Buckler coming in. Both sides squaring up with the big old golem here. Flash in, wall bang, first blood! Owner living up to his name!
Owner plays it out perfectly, gets the aggro back onto Tarzan.
Does he get the blue?
And he's gonna get the blue as well. As Tarzan retreats back, he gets too close to the wall. Owner sees the opportunity, and now he's gonna try to cut off Scout here potentially. Scout senses it and does walk the long way, and you have that cleanse that is so valuable that is going to be there with the ulti to be able to answer what Keria is going to do. And it's also allowed Gala to play Ghost when generally against Renata you always have to play
six.
Tarzan looking down here on the bottom side. Good initial damage. Nice pullback on the shockwave. Guma still standing for now. The bailout will buy enough time for them to get one kill back. Tarzan still standing, and that means Guma will fall. LNG find an angle on bottom side, but here comes the hostile takeover. And Faker knocking two, but the tower, it does not fire back. Owner does not have the angle to fall upon the Gala. He will just barely be able to find a Gala now, trying to make it out to safety. T1 need to get a kill back and return. Gala goes up, Gala goes down, but for now he is still standing. Finding the dissonance, finding the speed up. Gala making it out, and hope sparks anew for the side of LNG.
Oh, as we might have another return play here from Tarzan.
Rinse and repeat, finding the lineup, finding the angle, instant damage coming through Felios. They can get the root as well if they could find the mark, but nice counter punch coming in from Guma, using the ult to stop the play in its tracks. Gala continuing to step up. Desperate to get a little bit more here, but has to be careful. The mark now coming through. Var is good damage. Guma wants to finish it, and he gets it! Absolutely outplayed in the 1v1. Guma finds the kill.
It's a 2v3, but T1 are on fire today.
Engage will be denied. T1 can just set their sights on the Drake. A bloody back and forth.
They push him out, sure. Tarzan gonna get away, but T1 will take the objective right off the back of it. Hong and Gala around. Tarzan is sniffing, but it's gonna be too little, it's gonna be too late, so it's about the fight if it's about anything.
On to Guma, follow-up is there. Owner not gonna connect, Zik on the backside. Hostile takeover is clean, and again, there's no cleanse available for Gala. It stops the play for now. Zika trying to find one. Owner surely should fall here. Still standing because of the bailout, but he will eventually die. LNG get the kill.
That is a big investment, though. Yes, they get the kill, but they lose the dragon, and Zeus is gonna have this freeway with the topside turret. T1 are still looking for a player. I don't know about that.
Have to be careful. Keria and Guma continuing to back up. 3 seconds left on Guma uses his ultimate.
There's no TPs.
Not without Iberis, cannot one-shot the wave.
Look at the Hex Gate. Faker's on his way.
Ulti available for Tarzan in just a couple of seconds here. Counting down, ticking away.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Faker gonna try to cover early ult to try to make it out safety. T1 backing off, are they gonna kill? LNG linger for a bit too long, not respecting the burst, and here comes Faker. Tarzan getting shredded by the soldier. One more is gonna do it. The Emperor of Shurima finding the double.
The double kill for the king of the LCK.
Tarzan has been on the back foot right from the get-go, allowing Zeus to play basically an isolated 1v1, which with the Jace,
Faker
he's always going to win.
In the darkness, coming through, the pushback onto Zeus to the skies, dunked down, and T1 just running the rift.
It's dominance from T1. This one quickly getting out of hand as Owner going to be chasing down Tarzan. He's got to run. Scout pushing out that tier 1 bot, but...
Zooming in. Ulti goes a little bit wide, but the second half of the root on the Chain of Corruption will catch. Owner wants to keep this 1v1 going. Scout now retreating. Scout now
LNG.
coming in. Stun goes in. The pullback nice from Scout, buying a bit more time. But now again, the follow-up. The steadfast presence. And who is steadfast if not T1 in the face of elimination? 3 back-to-back clean early games as they fight against LNG.
I feel like, has this happened every single game? Like free Drakes? This early on is Tarzan.
Tarzan! That's your side of the rift. Zeus backing away. Gala off to the side. He can root up 2. Follow-up autos there. Roots. No, this buying a bit more time with the hostile takeover. Now they're now autoing each other. They're just killing each other. LNG, the fight instantly turned to beautiful from Carrier, but Scout can't get the damage. It is not enough.
T1 are going to keep the chase going. Faker's going to take the Hex gate. He wants to wrap behind them. Look at mid. Mid, they're going to try to get both towers. They'll prevent the charge on the tier 1 by killing it off. So they're going to push in that Herald and go for 2 towers off of the play. And off of the delay there from T1, they get a kill. They take 2 towers. They're going to get a 3rd charge mid as well.
And they got the Hextech Drake with all that going on as well. Soul point again at 18 minutes with a Hextech Soul.
Now Faker breaking in the mid lane. Again, Tarzan can fish for the pick. They might be able to find it here. Can they get Faker down? The pushback's still there. Faker trying to slide, trying to glide out to safety. The root is there. The damage follow-up is not, however. Carrier, the flash in, the handshake onto Scout. You will not take his mid laner.
Zeus pushing down the bottom side. They can retreat back to a Hextech Soul. No answers remaining for LNG. This feels like checkmate from T1. An incredible series that they have played. LNG have looked helpless to answer any of the plays from T1.
And it's Hextech Soul with a unhit Varus, Azir with Nashers, and a monster fat Jace.
And Zeus, full confidence play. There's no reason he needs to do that, but he does it anyway. Feels like a victory march down the mid lane. Inhibitor knocked down. Again, T1 taking their time, don't need to overcommit. They have the waves on their side, they have the soul on their side, the gold lead, every advantage they could want. No reason to risk anything. It is slow, it is steady, it is controlled, it is massive damage. Gala firing back with the Inferno multi just to generate a little bit of space, but Scout getting chunks down. Don't even need a wave, just tearing through the tower as life bars shrink on the side of JDG, or LNG, excuse me. Hope dwindling. JDG on the minds of T1 looking ahead to the semifinals.
Zeus just isn't missing. It's ridiculous. It's like 20 shock blasts in a row that this guy has hit. He's monster fed. And he is just having them
handshake back, connected down to the wall. Zeus firing up with so much damage. Down goes Zika. The pushback is massive. Gala knocked out at T1. Eyes on the prize.
And it's the God of Thunder. He loves his lightning champions, and Jace was always his most iconic. And in this final game, Zeus shows why he still pulls it out.
The final push now, LNG, one last desperate hold, but they've got nothing left. And even as every other LCK team falls away, Faker stays standing. T1 stays standing. The last light of the LCK burns bright, and Busan is ahead to the semifinals.